Good afternoon, Jay. How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you having me on. You hear me all right here?
Absolutely. I'm hearing you perfectly
Good.
loud and clear, my friend. Okay, so we
Great.
just had a young lady on here minutes ago with the No Kings protest. This one out of Williston. Of course, there are protests that will be happening in Bismarck and Minot, Fargo, probably Dickinson. But I wanted to get you on. I like to have both sides of the story here
Sure.
equal time. So, JD, your main concerns or criticisms about the No Kings protests that are happening across the country this weekend?
My main concern, Jay, is that they're really doing it on false pretenses, in my opinion. Number one, if President Trump was a king, how are his executive orders and other things he wants done being stopped in the courts? If he was a king, he'd do whatever he wanted to, Jay. As far as when they're talking about losing freedoms and billionaires, nobody's losing any freedoms here, Jay. My freedoms, in fact, have been expanded. Let's start with the First Amendment, what we're doing right here. I can go on social media now, Jay, and really not worried about my voice getting tamped down. I mean, it was Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey, who used to own Twitter, went in front of Congress and testified that the Biden administration told them to tamp out Republican voices on social media. You can go on there now and say whatever you want, pretty much. I mean, in fact, there's people threatening Trump's life that nothing's even happening to him, right? And Biden had like your Fourth Amendment, Jay. Biden had a folder. Clayton and I did a story on this. Biden had a folder. If you went online on social media or anywhere on your computer websites and posted pro-Second Amendment stuff, he had a folder on you, and he actually called people who were pro-Second Amendment MVEs. He called them militia violent extremists because you wanted to stand up for your Second Amendment rights. I mean, I could go on and on with this. Trump's expanding your Second Amendment rights. He's expanding your First Amendment rights. I just think they're under false pretenses here, Jay, and they're talking about the lady before you was talking about millionaires and billionaires. Well, they don't mind when one of the richest guys in the world, bunch of them are giving money to Democrat causes, right? They didn't mind that one bit when Kamala Harris, how many did she have? How many billions that she blew and still got whooped in the election? It's a one-sided deal, Jay. I think they're mad. I understand that. Your gal lost and your guy from Tim Walz lost. I get that. We were on the other end of that when Biden won. Coming out here and throwing a hissy fit over stuff that you think is happening is ridiculous. But again, that's your First Amendment, right, Jay?
Let me ask you, do you think the timing of this whole protest coinciding with the military parade and the birthday is strategic, or do you think it's counterproductive?
Oh, I think they're definitely doing it because they believe, Trump's birthday's on the 14th, right? It's the Army's 250th birthday. Trump said before he was even elected, he was going to have a huge birthday party for the Army. And it's also Flag Day, Jay, the United States of America, our flag, it's Flag Day. What's Trump supposed to do? Change his birthday? I think they're doing it because they definitely do not like President Trump. And in their mind, he's doing this to make himself look even bigger than he already is, which I think is ridiculous. Donald Trump loves the military. In fact, I think most Democrats even like the military, in spite of what some people say, right? So it is coinciding, but it's would to go against Trump, really, in my opinion.
The interview I just conducted with Ms. Kassler, she said that it's going to be nonviolent. What are your thoughts on the protest commitment to nonviolence across the country?
Good. I think that's great. That should be nonviolent, right? Because when you start getting violent, Jay, that's when I think the law enforcement or whoever has to step in. And the First Amendment doesn't give you the right to go throw rocks at police officers and ICE agents and National Guardsmen and burn taxpayer paid for government vehicles, right? Which they did in LA. I agree with the lady there. It's not the whole city of LA, Jay, or maybe you're the one who said it. It's just in a certain part of LA, right? But I mean, if you watch any of the video, they're destroying stuff. They're destroying their own city. They're destroying government vehicles. You can't do that. So I hope they do keep it peaceful. And I hope if anybody on our side goes by there, I mean, they might give them a one finger wave, which whatever. But I don't want to see any violence happen.
Yeah, what potential impacts do you foresee these No King protests having on the public opinion?
Well, like the one in LA, that's going against them, Jay. Actually, before I came on with you, I was actually looking. legal migrants are actually taking the side more. It's swaying more towards President Trump and what he's wanting to do. But as far as bringing people onto their side, and maybe some people that aren't informed, but I think it's probably going to turn off some people too, because like I said, I think what Trump's doing is great for America. I mean, we got national pride here. What's wrong with loving America, Jay? Right? I live here. I love America. I wouldn't want to live any other place. Heck, even illegals with their Mexican flags holding up from Mexico, they don't want to leave either. But yet they're waving the Mexican flag around. Which I don't get. But no, I think MAGA is a great movement. I love it. Is President Trump correct about everything? Absolutely not. I don't agree with him 100% either. But for the most part, I do, Jay.
What do you say to those who believe that any form of protest, even if imperfect, is better than inaction? I know that was one of the arguments that Ms. Kussler had.
Hey, like I said, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. I was years ago, I went to Tea Party rallies, and when Obama was president, and they were talking about passing gun control, we had Second Amendment, pro-Second Amendment rallies at the Capitol building. I think that's good. Go ahead and do it, right? And there was definitely people who didn't agree with that. I mean, yeah, North Dakota, most people here are pro-Second Amendment. So, yeah, get out there and do your thing if that's what you want to do, and make your voice heard. I know she said the senators and whatnot didn't want to hear what they had to say. Well, I mean, let's be honest here, Jay. When Dorgan, Pomeroy, and Conrad are in there, they didn't listen to what I wanted to say either, right? Because they're Democrats. We were almost diametrically opposed on them. Even the Democrat of today, Jay, compared to those guys, is, in my opinion, probably far left of where they even were. John F. Kennedy, who I thought was a great president, he wouldn't even be accepted in the modern day Democrat Party. He was a lifetime NRA member. He wanted lower taxes. He was a war veteran. He flew the flags. They wouldn't want the guy. They wouldn't want him in their party.
Let me ask you, JD, do you believe there is a growing trend of skepticism towards these large-scale protests? I mean, we're starting to see protests more and more and more over the days.
I think some of them are, Jay. It was documented that people were bringing in, right? Was it a city council? I can't remember who it was. I'm not even going to say that, but they were bringing in like the face masks for the protesters down in LA and the bricks. They had, I mean, they got them coming in. They're bringing it. So somebody was funding them. This lady here in North Dakota, I don't believe they're funded here, but I think people are skeptical of a lot of these protests, Jay, when they hear stuff like that. And I'm thankful for social media for that. If it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter and changing it to X, a lot of this stuff wouldn't even get out, because I'd get banned on there in 2 seconds, and other people putting videos on there with too. A lot of people are seeing more stuff now, Jay, in real time, and people are live streaming and doing stuff like that, like you're doing here. More information is getting out, so I think it does make people more skeptical. And you got to get down to the facts of the matter, though. I just don't believe these people are on their facts with stuff here. Yeah,
JD, before we conclude, is there anything else that you'd like to add, or your final thoughts that you'd like to share with the viewers here today?
Not really. I just think, hey, if you want to get out and do your protesting, go ahead and do it. Do it peacefully. Don't do it like LA. To remember Sam Weisser when he said, "This is Cincinnati. It's not Cleveland. This is North Dakota. It's not LA. So let's keep it peaceful there." Right, Jay? You remember that, don't you?
I remember, Sam.
Throwing snowballs. Yeah. And go ahead and do your thing, but let's be realistic about some stuff here. Guys and gals, Trump's definitely not a king. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Jay, he can't do what he wants as much as I want him to, and the rest of his supporters do. We have courts for that, and that's about all I got to say, Jay, for that. And I appreciate you having me on, buddy. You got any more questions? I'll be happy to.
Yeah, just one more. How's Guns in the 701? Of course, you got the live broadcast stream on Wednesday nights. You're live on Mitchell in the morning, Friday mornings. But how are things going? How's Clay doing?
Clay's doing great. He's listening right now. Actually, he sent me a text message. Clay was on with Todd this morning. Guns in the 701's doing great. Jay, I don't know if you've been west of Mandan lately here. We got a big sign on one of our sponsors' land out there with our website on it. And, doing a lot of video, and now that summer's here, doing the shorts, gun reviews, and out on the prairie dog towns and stuff like that. It's been going good, Jay. It's been going
how's
good,
the
buddy.
rain out there in Golden Valley in that area? Are you getting crops are in the ground? So are you getting rain?
Yeah, we are getting some rain, a lot more than we were, last year. Well, it kind of started good last year, and then it tapered off. But yeah, we got it going. The crops are growing. The alfalfa's, I don't know, cold weather kind of stunted it, but it's growing. My dad and I finally planted a food plot for deer hunting. 3 acres. Guess what? The gophers and the birds, and I think the deer went out when the corn was coming out and ripped dang near every stalk out of the ground. So
Oh, no.
maybe they knew what was coming, and they were putting a little pre-strike on us before deer season.
Well,
but yeah, moisture up there's doing good. It just rained again. It's great.
Fantastic. JD, thank you so much. I know it was a short notice, so I appreciate your time today.
No
I know
problem.
you're a busy guy, so thank you for the insight. And listen, you have yourself a great Father's Day, all right?
You too, Jay. Happy Father's Day to you, buddy. Have a good weekend. Thanks for having me on again. Appreciate it.
You got it now. All right, it is now a couple minutes after the top of the hour here at the KFYR Plus News Desk. It will take a quick break. We'll be